Every artist, from seasoned professionals to enthusiastic beginners, has encountered the dreaded creative block. It's that frustrating feeling of being stuck, uninspired, and unsure of how to move forward. The blank canvas, the empty page, the silent instrument, they all seem to mock our inability to create. But fear not, for creative block is not a sign of failure, but rather a natural part of the artistic journey. Just like a gardener tends to their plants, artists need to nurture their creativity and develop strategies to overcome these inevitable roadblocks. This is where the power of positive reinforcement, mindful journaling, and setting realistic goals comes in. These tools can help us navigate the ups and downs of the creative process and emerge stronger on the other side. The first step is to acknowledge that creative blocks are normal. Every artist experiences them at some point. It's important to remember that creativity is not a constant state of flow, but rather a journey with its own peaks and valleys. By accepting this, we can release the pressure of having to be on all the time and approach our creative blocks with a more compassionate and understanding attitude. Remember, even the most prolific artists have faced moments of doubt and stagnation. It's how we choose to respond to these challenges that truly defines our artistic journey. In the pursuit of artistic excellence, we often focus on the end goal: the finished painting, the published novel, the standing ovation. However, this intense focus on the final product can sometimes overshadow the importance of celebrating the small victories along the way. Positive reinforcement, in the form of acknowledging and appreciating our daily efforts, can be incredibly motivating. Did you manage to sketch for 15 minutes today, even though you felt uninspired? That's a win. Did you experiment with a new technique or explore a different style? Another victory. These small achievements may seem insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but they are the building blocks of our creative endeavors. By taking the time to acknowledge and celebrate them, we reinforce positive habits and cultivate a sense of accomplishment that fuels our motivation. Remember, every masterpiece is created one brushstroke, one sentence, one note at a time. Each step forward, no matter how small, deserves to be recognized and celebrated. For an artist, a journal can be much more than just a diary. It can be a powerful tool for self-discovery, a space for reflection, and a source of inspiration. The simple act of writing down our thoughts, feelings, and observations related to our creative process can be incredibly illuminating. It allows us to track our progress, identify patterns in our creative flow, and gain a deeper understanding of our strengths and challenges as artists. Through journaling, we can begin to recognize the triggers that lead to creative blocks and develop strategies to overcome them. We can also use our journals to capture fleeting ideas, experiment with different writing styles, or simply doodle and let our minds wander freely. The key is to approach journaling without judgment, allowing ourselves the freedom to express ourselves authentically and explore our creativity without limitations. One of the biggest obstacles to creative productivity is the feeling of being overwhelmed. When faced with a large, complex project, it's easy to feel paralyzed by the sheer magnitude of the task at hand. This is where the importance of setting realistic goals comes into play. Instead of focusing on the daunting end goal, try breaking down the project into smaller, more manageable steps. For example, if you're writing a novel, instead of aiming to write a certain number of chapters per week, start with a daily word count goal that feels achievable. If you're a painter working on a large canvas, break down the painting process into smaller sections that you can focus on completing one at a time. By setting these smaller, more attainable goals, we create a sense of momentum and accomplishment that keeps us motivated and prevents us from feeling overwhelmed. Section 5. Taming the Inner Critic. Turning negative thoughts into fuel. Every artist has an inner critic, that nagging voice of self-doubt that whispers negative thoughts and questions our abilities. It's important to remember that this inner critic, while it may seem counterintuitive, often stems from a place of wanting to protect us from failure or disappointment. However, if left unchecked, the inner critic can stifle our creativity and prevent us from reaching our full potential. The key to taming the inner critic is to first acknowledge its presence, and then to challenge its negative pronouncements. When you catch yourself thinking, "This is no good," or "I'm not talented enough," take a moment to reframe those thoughts. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have to support this thought? And is there another way to look at this situation? Remember, you are your own worst critic. Be kind to yourself, embrace mistakes as learning opportunities, and focus on progress, not perfection. Section 6. Finding inspiration everywhere. Opening your eyes to new possibilities. Inspiration can strike at the most unexpected moments, while walking in nature, listening to music, or even just doing everyday chores. The key is to cultivate a sense of curiosity and openness to the world around us. Make a conscious effort to notice the details, the colors, the textures, and the sounds that fill your day. Visit museums and art galleries, attend concerts and plays, read books outside of your usual genre, and engage in conversations with people from different backgrounds. You never know where your next spark of inspiration might come from. Remember, inspiration is not a passive process. It's something we actively seek out and cultivate. Section 7. The rhythm of rest and renewal. Embracing breaks for a fresh perspective. In the pursuit of creative fulfillment, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that we need to be on all the time, constantly producing and creating. However, just like any other muscle in our body, our creativity needs time to rest and recharge. Stepping away from our work, even for a short period, can actually enhance our creativity. When we allow ourselves to disconnect from the demands of our creative pursuits, our subconscious mind can continue to work on problems in the background, often leading to unexpected breakthroughs or fresh perspectives. So make time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Go for walks in nature, spend time with loved ones, listen to music, meditate, or simply allow yourself to daydream. Section 8. The journey continues. A reminder to trust the process. Overcoming creative block is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process that requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to experiment. Remember that there is no right or wrong way to be creative. Embrace the ups and downs of your artistic journey. Celebrate your progress, and never be afraid to experiment and try new things. Trust that even when you feel lost or stuck, your creativity is still there within you, waiting to be rekindled. The most important thing is to keep showing up for yourself, to keep nurturing your creative spirit, and to never give up on the joy of creating.